Just the discount.
It's already on the air.
Okay. Hi, hello everyone. So today I'm not alone here, luckily. So I'm Philip, and this is Chris. Okay, so we will discuss today. The topic of this live stream is our camera, which is called G2H, Home Secure Video Camera. We'll discuss many things, including the best automations. Of course, announce the deals which we have now, if you haven't seen it before. So, okay, Chris, how do you feel?
Oh, it's my first live streaming.
Wow.
I have a lot of questions about the product.
Oh, very good, very good. Okay, let me announce some things, and later you can ask the questions.
Okay, cool.
Without any hassle. Okay, first of all, I would like to say that, like, in this stream, feel free to ask any questions. So all the questions which I will see will be answered by me. So any questions about the products, no matter which region are you from, not just US, Canada, other regions as well. This answer to make it more interesting and interactive for you. So what do we have today for you? We have many products. So our G2H, which is functioning here like an app of our smart home devices. What kind of devices, right? So sensors and controllers.
Yeah.
Sensors do take some signal from external world, for example. This kind of motion sensor detects the motion. Yeah. Controllers change something in the real world. For example, we have this smart plug. Smart plug actually turns on and off the electric device, which is connected to this smart plug, or the American like wall switch you install. It has wires, and through using these wires, this switch does switch on and off any kind of devices which are also wired to it. For example, what kind of devices? Okay, let's say like lights, parallel lights, or some exhaust fans, whatever, which is like wired inside your wiring at home. Okay, let's get started. So for this Black Friday, we have pretty amazing deals. So the price of the majority of our products is close to all-time lowest. And I'll just announce quickly what kind of deals do we have for now. So we have our official brand store on Amazon, actually on Amazon.com, which is for the United States, and on Amazon.ca, which is for Canada. Both of these stores do have really impressive discounts on the wide range of our products. Okay, hubs, sensors, controllers, everything they have now officially. Let me know. So overall discount is from 20 to 36%. So this is a big deal. So the biggest discount, encounter these kind of switches, and the biggest discount of 36% makes this kind of switch as cheap as $22.98, which is quite cheap. And I can say that now the price of this US wall switch from Aqara, which is based on Zigbee 3.0, is close to the Wi-Fi switches. And this is something we will cover later. Okay, so any questions about this kind of stuff?
I think the deal is pretty good.
Okay, I also think like this. So as for other products, for example, sensors will get a discount of about like 20-28%, like depends on the sensors. Like you see, we have here what temperature, humidity sensor, vibration sensor, motion sensor, water leak sensor. So all of them do participate in our today's Black Friday deals. As for the maturity of this deal, so the deals did start yesterday. So Thanksgiving, of course, happy Thanksgiving to everyone. You too, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, something that happened yesterday. Happy Black Friday and Cyber Monday as well. So we did start this kind of deals yesterday from midnight, and it will continue till Cyber Monday. So you still have time to purchase what you wanted to purchase. We have quite an impressive variety of products. Okay, as for today, our topic, as I have said already, is the G2H Home Secure Video Camera here. So it is connected, it is working, quite a good deal. So the price of G2H is is usually $69.99, and now it has a discount, impressive as well, 29%. This is the product with deal. We did announce just one or a bit more, like let's say less than 2 months ago, and this is, I think, our most important product for this year. So okay, so what kind of mobile phone do you have?
I got a Huawei.
Huawei, it's okay, yeah. There is some pressure on Huawei now, everybody knows it. Okay, our system, of course, supports Android phones as well, but unfortunately, the key focus of our products is on Apple devices. For example, here we have the iPad, iPad Mini 5, and this is iPhone 11. So, of course, like this is the best support. But as I have already said, we don't limit ourselves by this kind of ecosystem, which is called Apple HomeKit. You can see here. At the same time, we have more popular ecosystems, such as obviously the Google Assistant from Google and Alexa from Amazon. And our controllers, like Smart Plug, Volt Switch, do support this kind of two voice assistants or smart home ecosystems without any issues. So let's say, if you go to live in a country where these kind of systems are popular, of course, like no problem to use them. Okay, let's begin from G2H. Once again, the discount makes the G2H price one of the lowest for the year, so it's equals like almost $49.69. Discount is almost 30%, which is quite amazing just for new products like G2H is. So G2H released just 1 month and more. Okay. Sure, exactly. Okay, I did announce the deals, I think, so now we will start from the camera. G2H, smart, okay, HomeKit secure video camera. Okay, we have some questions, I think. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't see the questions. Okay, no matter. Okay, well, let's go with the G2H smart home camera. Okay, let's imagine you have iPhone phone, right? So it's an iPhone.
Okay.
You will have some other devices from Apple, right? Okay, let's say for you personally, what are the most attractive devices from Apple?
I was a big fan of iPhone. I use a cell phone and Mac. And last year I tend to be Huawei fan.
Yeah, this is technology, I think. Okay, there is a question. Is G2H available in Amazon Canada? Sure. G2H, sorry. Okay, sorry, looks like G2H is not available yet. You can double check our store. I think it will arrive there within a few weeks. Okay, could you please check if it is available, but I think it's not available, right? Unfortunately not now, but very soon we see that Amazon CA, our store performs quite well, so very soon we'll have G2H as well there for sure. So don't worry, you will be able to buy it without any issues. Okay, so for the Apple devices, okay, so what kind of devices you had?
I got iPhone before.
iPhone.
Yeah,
So
laptop.
Mac.
And iPad.
iPad. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. This
I
is,
got like 3 iPad before.
wow. Yeah. This is interesting. For me, I just find the iPad pretty soon. So before I didn't have any Apple devices, I was kind of a hater. But now I see, like, of course, from the point of ecosystem, this is one of the best ecosystems. But sometimes for some people, it may be too expensive, right? But it works, like, especially in the US and some like Western countries. I think many people do have this kind of ecosystem because if you have iPhone and Macs, it's so easy to choose anything from them. So, did you ever try like Apple Watch, for example?
No.
No. Oh, okay. Okay. Actually, Apple Watch does support HomeKit as well. So if you have an Apple Watch, you can just switch on and off the scenes and from your Apple Watch like really fast. Depends on you. Siri as well, no problems. Okay, what is important in this small G2H camera hub? So the thing is called HomeKit Secure Video. So let's say, like, have you ever used the home security cameras?
Yes, I used a holiday like for like 3 years, and we use the safety system from the local company. And they provide like 4 cameras to secure our home.
So do you pay monthly for this camera?
Yeah, we pay monthly, like maybe like $19 something.
Yeah, this is understandable. Why? Because like before, if you want to have some cloud storage, you normally have to buy to pay monthly fee for it. Yeah, so monthly fee will. Okay. So monthly fee, okay, has to be paid every month for years since you're using it. And for many people, I'm pretty sure this is not a good solution. Why? Because like, really, there are many examples. For example, the case of Ring Hub. So actually, before it still exists, there was a hub which is called Ring, and they just after let's say a few years selling quite many devices, they suddenly introduced the subscription, and we didn't see much outrage from the fans. Why? Because like for some people, like subscription is okay, but there is quite a huge amount of people who don't want to pay this kind of dedicated fee for some services, such as this cloud fee for the camera. So what is important from the for this kind of camera is that in the US, many people do have the iCloud subscription. Did you ever try it?
Yeah, I had that.
That's right. So how long did you have?
Yeah, maybe like 5-6 years.
Wow. This is okay. Yeah, I think this is quite a popular case in case of Western users for the US, for example. So we did ask our fans as well, and our fans do have answered to us. Let's say we had some 20 fans, and I can say 19 out of 20 fans did have the iCloud subscription. I didn't expect that the percentage is so high. That's why I can say that this camera is so good for Apple users. Okay, what is important in this camera? That's let's say in some other cameras you have to pay monthly fee, but for G2H, if you have an iCloud subscription, all the cloud storage, iCloud subscriptions starting not free one, of course, like pay one, 200 gigabytes or more, you can just use this camera without any extra fees. But just like this kind of cloud storage, which is stored on secure Apple servers, will cost zero for you, practically zero, and it will not count as your iCloud space. I mean, it will not take your space from your limit on 200 gigabytes, which is, I think, quite impressive. So this is for 200 gigabyte subscription, but if you have a bigger subscription of 1 terabyte or more, you can connect 5 cameras, like G2H, for example, home secure video ones, to your plan. And of course, they will also not be counted as an amount of your subscribe space, cloud space. Okay, so this is about the iCloud storage. Okay, but one more interesting thing. Inside the Apple's Home app, when you have an iCloud subscription, and okay, here just it's connected and you can see it here. Just it is always shown. So maybe it's not like this. Okay, always shown on your home screen of the Apple Home app. And here, when you have a subscription, you will have some amazing features which were introduced starting from iOS 14. So do you like watch all the news about some technical, let's say, innovation? But yeah, actually, iOS 14 was quite an amazing thing. Like for Apple, for example, they introduced basically that's how it works. Introduced the widgets here, and finally, before, okay, just wonder like what kind of part did you like? In iPhone, you have all the apps on your home screen, and you cannot just before it was like that. You can just hide all of them. So they were here, and you had to sort them between the folders. So do you like this kind of approach, or
I think that is okay.
yeah. Okay, I remember that many people did not like this kind of approach. They were saying like, I want to hide whatever I want, and finally, iOS 14, Apple just introduced this new new kind of arrangement. Okay, one more question is here. So, how long do Aqara products have a warranty? I think a few years. Okay, it depends. Of course, it depends on your distributor. So, if you are, let's say, in Europe and you have some distributor in Europe, official one, of course, you can have to check the warranty there. As for Amazon as well, please open the Aqara brand store in Amazon.com or Amazon.ca. Just search in Amazon search bar, and you will find all the warranty information is there. Just scroll down a bit, and you will find. I don't remember exactly for each store. Obviously, too many distributors in many countries. we have right now, but overall it's easy to find. Okay, so saying about iOS 14, like some innovations, let's say, and one of quite good options, like quite good innovations. Okay, one more question. Jerry Ryan, you won last time, yeah? 1 hour starter kit, right? If I know. So yeah, I forgot to tell one important thing. Okay, let me answer the question. G2H can be a hub, so can you help multiple G2H and a sensor tied to one G2H trigger automation in a second? Yes, of course. Our Aqara home app here, you can just have as many hubs as you wish. So multiple hubs can be connected to a Aqara home app, and you can trigger the sensors from one hub. Okay, the sensors from one hub can be triggered, and the controllers from the second hub can be controlled using this automation. No problem. Just open the automation tab, tap like plus, and configure it. No matter how many hubs you have, if they are bound to just one account, in this case, you will be able to use them in automations. Yeah, something like this. Okay, so and of course, like let's say it's quite a popular use case. For example, like your home, how many rooms do you have?
Oh, you mean for the family in Shenzhen or in Beijing? You know, in Beijing I have apartment just one room.
Okay,
Open
okay.
space.
So, whatever, like let's say.
Usually we have three bedrooms.
Okay, 3 bedrooms, so it means like the flat is quite big, and sometimes the walls are quite thick. So in this case, of course, you cannot cover. Sometimes you cannot cover all the flat using just one hub. And this is a natural use case, so you just buy one hub for one room, or buy some repeaters, Zigbee repeaters, like a smart plug. Why? Because like compared to what, I'll touch this a bit later. So let's say in Wi-Fi you have a router, right?
Yeah.
So you have a router, and if you buy something like Wi-Fi smart plug and just connect to the router, it will not act as a repeater of Wi-Fi signal. So anyways, any of the devices around Wi-Fi smart plug will have to connect to this router directly. But in case of Zigbee, let's say if you have a router in one room, let's say a smart plug in second room, and some more devices, let's say some sensors in room number 3, which is quite far from room number 1. In this case, these sensors will be automatically connected to the smart plug, and the range of Zigbee network will be strengthened using this kind of repeater. So this is one of the advantages. Okay, something I did not mention yet. Like last time, we had a giveaway of smart home starter kit from Aqara. And today we'll have one more giveaway. So, and of course, as you have already guessed, I think, as the topic of this live stream is the G2H smart camera, so HomeKit secure video camera hub. We will have a giveaway of this kind of product. So please stay tuned. After I will explain some of the use cases of G2H, we'll have pretty fast and efficient giveaway. So stay with us, and probably you'll get something. Okay. So, what I can. Good. Some more questions here. So, Juan Espinosa, can I transfer devices shells from one hub to another? Technically, of course, you can, but for now, unfortunately, we don't have the backup function for the hub. So, unfortunately, you have to reconnect the devices from one hub to another. But this kind of feature is already being developed without any. Okay, certainly, I think in the beginning of the next year, we'll have this feature. It will be much easier to transfer the devices from one hub to another, because like before, this was a really a headache. Headache was like, let's say you have a hub and you can connect up to, let's say, 60 devices to one hub, and if you buy a new hub, you have to transfer. This is something we know, and something we will certainly implement in the future. Okay. Okay. Now I'm okay. I thought that okay. Okay. Now I see all the questions in live. Sorry for the delay. As for the HomeKit secure video, so once again, iOS 14, there's new fancy widgets and all this stuff. So maybe, have you ever used like iOS 14?
No. I use iPhone since I was in high school for like 10 years, but not yet.
Yeah, I remember like in older times it was like quite a big difference. For example, iPhones did have the metallic like housing, and other devices just plastic ones. It did feel impressive, but now even cheaper devices have the let's say, more or less premium look and feel. And now you see no big deal. But the thing is, like, if you have many Apple devices, of course, you will keep using iPhone. Let's say at home, let's say you have like iMac, what else? Like Apple TV, iPad, many things like that. Okay, some more questions here. Okay, so Carl Taylor, is the motion sensitivity on G2H adjustable? Honestly speaking, I didn't forget about it. Let's check it right now. Yeah. Okay. So open the settings. Why it's a bit to remember all the stuff, because G2H has many settings inside. So I just go to the accessories tab right here. Later I open the G2H, obviously. The more settings, alert settings, I think. Motion detection. Okay, I can say unfortunately not. We cannot change the sensitivity of motion detection, but we have a feature of motion zones. For example, what is good about these features? Let's say you have G2H at home, and it is pointing at the window. Mm-hmm. And in the window, you have some tree which is moving, right? Yeah. You have some cars passing by, and in this case, of course, every car, when your camera alarm system is like armed, in this case, every car will trigger it. Yeah. So it's another case certainly, and that's why in a car home app and starting from iOS 14 in the Apple's home app, we have this feature of configurable motion detection zones. And you just let me just show this feature. Oh, okay. Camera settings. Not video settings. Okay. Yeah, many settings really. This is the issue for me now, because like to understand, to remember all the settings. Okay, alert. So it should be alert. Of course, I have to turn on the motion detection. That was my sorry, sensitivity is here. I was wrong. Yeah, so yes, sensitivity is here, medium, low, and high. You can just configure it based on your preference. At the same time, it's okay. Anyways, I did touch the topic of detection zones. Yeah, detection region is here. You can just choose the detection region from the image you have. You can disable or enable some of the zones, so no problems. Right here. Is it? Okay. Let's see. I see. G2H Europe, yes, this camera is already on some of the stores. Please open our Aqara where to buy page and check all the stores in your particular country. And I hope you will find. If not, in this case, G2H will arrive, I think, within 1 month. So the batch of this product are already like on the way. Of course, due to the virus and all the circumstances, we cannot ship it so fast. But in Europe, G2H comes really soon. European version supports Aqara European servers and more. Okay, once again, what is the discount for today? The discount is about $20, right? Amazon US, the price is decreased from $69.99 to $49.59, which is like 29%, right? Okay. So another question. It's okay. Are the home away night alarm status will be available in HomeKit? Okay, unfortunately, all the 4 native HomeKit alarm system modes are not available in G2H, so this is a bit of disappointment for some people. But so for this kind of new feature of full synchronization of the support of all 4 HomeKit native alarm modes. In this case, you have to use our new hubs, which will be released a bit later. But it's not a big disappointment, I think. Why? Because in our Aqara home app, we have, I think, quite an advanced security system. So it is called Safeguard, just here on our main screen. So you just open it, and you can configure these 3 modes here on this our native security system from Aqara. So I think it's not a big deal. Okay. So keep going. More questions. Many questions. That's amazing. Okay. What is the max memory card? Okay. What is the max memory? I see many questions are coming. Yeah. Okay. Someone answered this question Why another question? So 32 gigabytes. Yes, unfortunately. Why? Because I think because of the SD card standards, they are slightly different. So starting from 64, the standard is called a bit differently. I think SDXC, if I'm not mistaken. And unfortunately, like there is a limit. Although I heard some users were using higher capacity cards, but we don't support them officially. Okay, can your camera send notifications when the phone is not connected to Wi-Fi? Of course it can. I mean, like if your phone is connected to the internet, let's say some mobile internet, in this case, no problem. It's okay, I can solve the question. Okay, the notifications will always come to your phone. No problem, this just works. You don't have to be bound to the local network. You can do it remotely, let's say when you're traveling or something else. Okay, one can save video to my local NAS SAN. Okay, guys, unfortunately, we don't have this feature implemented yet. Probably the next revision of the camera will have this feature, I mean, hardware revision. But remember that our previous camera, which is called G2, if you can get it, which only supports Mi Home, doesn't support HomeKit and the Aqara Home, so it does have this feature. So RTSSP is called this kind of local streaming. So you can just try it, no problem. So basically, it is a very similar device with the same hub function. One more question: will you have more light strips on Amazon? Okay, for light strips, unfortunately, we don't have the plan to release so many light strips yet. But next year, hopefully, we'll have a solution for overseas market and for like Western market. Have light stream integrated, light strips integrated into our Aqara Home ecosystem. Okay,
I think
this
it's
was
you missed one question.
really? No, I did.
Oh, okay.
Okay, why? Okay. Yeah, I did answer all the questions we have right now. Luckily, many questions. It means we have much more viewers right now. finally. Okay, let's keep going, right? So, HomeKit Secure Video. With this fancy iOS 14 features, it also, so HomeKit Secure Video function was improved as well. So with the Apple Home app, like this is the app from Apple, the smart home, inside you can configure some quite new features such as face recognition. So finally, face recognition just comes to everyone who has HomeKit Secure Video cameras like G2H. Of course, G2H does support it as well. Okay, how does it work? Like in the future, they did announce something like, let's say you will be able to trigger automations based on face recognition. For example, when you are coming home, in this case, your home will turn on and off the lights in one way. But if someone else is coming, let's say your wife, in this case, everything will be according to her preference. I mean, this is really amazing. This is something new. This is something like how I think the smart home should work. Because now the problem is that let's say we have several persons living in one home, and the smart home preferences, let's say, turning on all the lights or some equipment are very different between some. So this is something I have seen is people are struggling so much about it. For example, they did configure nice automations, they turn on off everything automatically. You come home, you don't touch any kind of switches, but later someone else comes, let's say your wife or girlfriend, and it becomes a disaster, you know. And this second person will just get angry because of this. Okay. Do you have girlfriends?
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Of course.
31.
No. Everybody can be free. Even if you are 31 or 36 or even more, you can Okay. So that is what I was telling. The functions of motion zones can be also configured inside the Apple's Home app for G2H smart home camera hub. The scanner doesn't work well. So here, once again, we have the camera. It's not pointing where it should, I think, here. So, and in the settings of this camera, it's also possible to choose the motion detection zones. Why it's so important, you understood, yeah? Because sometimes not all the image should be tracked by the camera. Okay, and secondly, of course, so this is the video footage. Quite a good quality here, yeah? Okay, face recognition, right? So for now, we only can get notifications. Let's say you put your camera near your window, and let's say it's pointing into your garden. And when someone is passing by, really like iCloud face recognition is quite good, and actually it is based on your iCloud library. So do you save all of your pictures in iCloud?
Yes, of course. It's the reason why
Otherwise, it doesn't make sense to use iCloud, right? So the thing is like, some cameras such as Atmo camera, which has face recognition function on the device itself. It's kind of cool, but the problem here is that the camera should understand who is who. So let's say to make this face recognition work normally, in this case, you have to teach the camera for 1 month or a few weeks. So you imagine you bought your nice camera for $300, you put your camera onto your table, and you wait for 2 weeks until the camera understands who is approaching, like you or your girlfriend. This is a bit disappointing. But what is good with HomeKit Secure Video that Apple already knows who is who, right?
Yeah.
So all the data is on the iCloud servers, very secure, and the data is available. So the camera can immediately recognize who is there. Okay, some more questions. Bruno, video notifications as well, like person detection. Sure, this is from HomeKit Secure Video recent functions. iOS 14, it's possible to get notifications based on face recognition. In the future, HomeKit Secure Video should have face recognition-based automations, which is much more amazing. And we will have something like that as well in our next camera. But for now, this is our most high-end solution, which is called the Aqara G2H camera hub. Okay, so it just supports it. Okay, next point is about Zigbee. So do you know what does it mean, Zigbee?
Can you explain more?
Of course I can. Okay. So as I have said, like a very popular solution for smart home is Wi-Fi. Why? Because everybody at home has a router. Yeah, so to connect your Wi-Fi devices to your smart home system, you just need the Wi-Fi device. So just you plug, connect to your router, but Wi-Fi technology has many limitations. So first, these devices are quite cheap, sometimes more expensive than our devices, which is surprisingly. So especially with our discounts, which are from 20 to 36%. 36 the highest is our Zigbee 3.0 volt switch. G2H gets a discount of 29%, right? So almost 20, not almost actually, it is $20. More. So what I was saying that Wi-Fi devices have limitations, although being a bit cheaper. First, the biggest limitation is about the battery life. So what is good about our sensors when it comes to battery life? So this is our small, mini switch, or even something smaller. This is the vibration sensor. Oh, it is on because I have a configured automation. Are you feeling hot?
Yeah.
Okay, in this case, let's keep it like that. Yeah. Okay, this is vibration sensor. And you can guess what is the battery life of this vibration sensor? 2 years. You're right. So yeah. Maybe so. A small battery inside this vibration sensor, just a small, really tiny battery. It makes it work for minimum 2 years. Minimum depends on the usage. Of course, if you will use it like every 5 seconds, in this case, you will run out of battery much faster. But regular usage will result in 2 years battery life, or even more. Many of our users do have the battery life of our sensors, which reaches up to 5 years. So, which is like amazing. You can just forget for 5 years. Nobody even knows after 2020. Nobody even knows what can happen in the world in 5 years. You remember like last year everything was so different. Now we cannot even travel. Yeah. Okay. So this is about the battery life. So battery life of Wi-Fi sensors is very, very far from our battery life, and not in the best sense. So what does it mean? It means, like, for example, to have this kind of sensor based on Wi-Fi technology, you will have to make it much bigger, and you have big batteries inside. Let's say 3 normal batteries of AAA form, yeah, small one, yeah, that's cylinder. So, and even in this case, this kind of sensor normally has a better life of half a year, so months, not years, or maybe maximum 1 year. And secondly, it will be not very good because of the ecological concerns, right? So we will have to recycle these very harmful big batteries. For us, we just need very small battery, which is called CR. Okay, I forgot which C. We have three, I think, battery types for our sensors. So really small tab batteries, which just fit inside and work for years. And of course, Wi-Fi sensors cannot do anything similar. This is the first advantage of Zigbee. Okay, second one is about the speed. What is bad about some Wi-Fi devices is that they connect to the cloud. So let's say to send a signal from some sensor to a Wi-Fi smart plug, in many cases you will have to send this message to, let's say, to the cloud, wait for the cloud to process it, and cloud will send it back to the device, to the room where the smart plug is located. In this case, the delay may sometimes be, depending on the network, router, and so on, we'll get up to a few seconds, which is not so good. In our case, we have an automation. Let's say we have this kind of wall switch connected to this not smart, just a normal bulb. Let's say it is connected at part here. And we have a door window sensor. Easy to install, just 5 seconds. Let's say you stick it where you want, and it just works. G2H is a hub for these devices, these sensors and controllers, and now they are connected to G2H hub via Zigbee protocol. Okay, we open, immediately this kind of smart bulb goes on. When we close, immediately it goes down. Of course, it doesn't seem so, maybe why it doesn't seem like immediately, because we have the increase in brightness, you see? Open, it's like, it's getting brighter and brighter, but the reaction of Zigbee is just less than a second, some milliseconds. So this is an advantage to manage Wi-Fi solutions, and this is something quite amazing because, sometimes speed matters. You don't have to have some delays. Yeah? The same, okay, I'll touch it later. Once again, at the end of this live stream, we'll have some pretty simple giveaways, so stay tuned. Yeah. So first was the battery life, secondly, speed, right? Zigbee versus Wi-Fi, let's say. Number 3 is the reliability or stability. So what is bad about Wi-Fi is that all of these devices do rely on your router. But your router has some limits. Let's say if you connect 100 devices to your router, most likely it will have problems with it, big problems with performance because of the Wi-Fi standard. Yeah? So what kind of router do you have?
Maybe TPD.
TPD.
I don't know.
Is it like higher model or just
Well, we evaluate internet service from like some Chinese company and I can't remember the brand.
Yeah. Okay.
But, I can't remember.
Okay. So basically, I think it can prove a bit like that. I think the majority of people do not have some really expensive, let's say, 1,000 USD routers at home. And even if your router is quite advanced, it will start to struggle as soon as you have so many devices at your home. It works like that, like smart home. Let's say you buy some simple sensors and a hub. Finally, you understand that this kind of like automation is useful for you. They work fast. They like let you just forget about touching something like a wall switch. Just works. It just works. And finally, you end up buying more and more sensors and controllers. And of course, industry is growing really fast in all the world, even despite of the coronavirus crisis, because even now people are understanding more and more that when you sit at home, you understand how important some like automations and good things at home are. Okay, we have one more question from Jerry Ryan. The G2H can record a video message. How does the person the message is known that there is a message waiting? Person message. Is it just through the Aqara app or does the camera have to notify them? Person, the message is for okay. I can say that we have 2 options for the like this voice intercom function. One option is inside the HomeKit app, I mean Apple's Home app, and second is in the Aqara Home app. So everything is configured, verbal, and of course, like if someone will send a notification from the G2H camera to, let's say, to you, to your smart home system. In this case, you can configure so that you will receive a notification, or you can like disable the notification. There is no limitation. So just of course, like for HomeKit and Apple's Home app, it's typical. So you can just check some videos or reviews of G2H and check how does it work in both the Aqara Home app and the Apple's Home app and HomeKit. Okay, so third thing was about Zigbee was about the reliability. So I didn't finish this stuff. Okay, let's say we have so many devices, 100 devices, and of course router will have some issues. Why? Firstly, because Wi-Fi router is not usually intended on having so many devices around of the same channel, and secondly, the Wi-Fi network usually doesn't have so many repeaters. So I think at home you will not buy so many repeaters by yourself because it seems like it's okay, but actually the router may have some performance issues sometimes. But once again, for our devices, any of the device which is plugged hardwired into your electricity network, such as smart plug or this kind of smart wall switch, they can act as repeaters of Zigbee network. So you remember, like when we have a hub and some devices too far and the signal is not so strong. In this case, you just place some other device in between of them without buying second hub, and they will be connected automatically, and the strength and stability of the network will increase. So this is good about Zigbee. So actually, this will also be present in Thread protocol, which will hit the market later. And this is one of the biggest advantages of Zigbee over, for example, Wi-Fi. What else I wanted to say? Once again, why G2H is not just called security camera, it's called G2H camera hub. Because inside it has a Zigbee 3.0 chip, and it can connect your Zigbee sensor, Aqara sensors to your smart home network. So you can just buy G2H and buy some of our sensors and controllers and end up having the smart home setup without needing to buy an Aqara hub, which is I think quite useful because we are trying to make our hub not just a box which allows you to use smart home devices, but something that is useful by itself. For example, this G2H smart camera, home secure video camera is not just a Zigbee hub for Aqara devices, but one of the best offers of HomeKit secure video cameras. We only have one competitor that is actually cheaper than us, and it has many limitations. And of course, no other HomeKit secure video camera has the hub function inside. Okay, all of these devices can be connected to Aqara G2H camera, and it is also equipped with Zigbee 3.0. What is good about Zigbee 3.0? Okay, for example, let's say you have a button which supports Zigbee 3.0. Unfortunately, this one does not support yet. And this kind of wireless switch. I think it's called the wireless switch. Yeah. Thank you for your help. Okay, and let's say something happens with your hub. Let's say there is a shortage of power here or whatever, like it has some glitch and like stops working. Zigbee 3.0, which is supported by this wall switch and G2H camera hub, allows to have a function which is called binding. So it makes that these two devices actually do communicate with each other directly. Which means that even without the hub, if you unplug, they will be able to, this kind of mini switch will be able to turn on the light which is connected wired to this wall switch. And I think this is quite different from everything which was on the market before. So except for the thread, I think no other technology does support this kind of feature. This is a key advantage of Zigbee 3.0, and of course the Aqara devices which are based on Zigbee 3.0 are supporting this feature. Okay, do you know something about wiring?
No.
Have you installed the switches? Actually, yeah, I know that, for example, in the US, normally it makes so much confusion between the users if we say like just install the switch. Easy installation. They think that this is wiring something really like insecure. So of course I should like call the professional electrician. And we do advise you to call the professional electrician. But for me, I also did not install any switches like since 1 year ago. And I started actually it's so simple. So what do we have? Let's just discuss it. So here we have two buttons, right? So each of these buttons has it's like lifeline. At the same time, there is a wire which is called neutral and ground as well. So for neutral, okay, so just small. maybe I'll make it in this way so you will understand this and you will be able to install the switch. This is a key difference because like we have 4 different switches which are called the Aqara wall switch. Yeah. So one difference between them is like one option is to have just one button. The second option to have 2 buttons. Yeah. So 2 buttons you can control 2 different lights. Or not just lights actually. You can also control the fan, but this is a more advanced use case. So 2 lights to 1 switch, which you will save on buying, let's say, 2 switches, separate switches, which is quite amazing. Okay, but second difference between them is like the neutral wire. So it has so many wires because one of them is neutral, and I can say that many of the houses in all over the world, which were built some quite much time ago, let's say 40 years ago, they don't have the neutral wire in the wiring. And actually, this is one of the biggest advantages of this switch as well. So let's say you open the wall box, you don't find a neutral wire. In this case, it means that this kind of switch, which has a neutral wire, will not be compatible. For this case, we do have a separate model that has one less wire and is compatible even with the older houses that do not have the neutral wire in the wall box. And actually, not many manufacturers make this kind of switches. That's why this kind of model, which doesn't have the neutral wire, is sold best. Okay. You never check.
It's like go back to the
Okay, sure. So,
what's your major?
my major management. So.
Okay.
But I like something like install the switches like a part-time. Okay, I'm joking. So you never knew like neutral wire or not. Okay, that's normal. You can just make professionals to do this kind of jobs. No problem. Okay. So Zigbee 3.0, so this kind of camera is supporting this kind of devices. And you can guess how many devices can this kind of Zigbee 3.0 support? How many of these kind of devices? Sensor? No, of course, there is an limitation. Okay. How many? How many you can guess? 4. More, 64, okay.
64, oh.
So I think this is enough of this 64, you can imagine. So let's say you have 2 rooms. I don't know how you can install 64 devices in 2 rooms, so that's why I can say it's quite excessive. Yeah? Even if you put door window sensors on every of your closet, put vibration sensor on every of whatever, like 64, hard to get. But still, they are quite cost efficient. Once again, we have big discounts on the sensors as well. So in Amazon.com, we have a discount. So, okay, let's say 23% this vibration sensor here. And the highest for the sensors is water leak sensor as well. Where is it? Oh, it fell down. We will not make an alarm right now. So that's because we had it like on one of our previous streams. Okay. So it looks like any other questions? I don't see. Okay. Good. So sensors have big discounts as well, not as big as, for example, the wall switch, but they have it. Okay, discounts are 23-29% approximately. You can check the prices now in our Amazon.com brand store of Aqara. Of course, this is Black Friday discount, but the prices are close to the lowest throughout the year. Okay, Zigbee, I think we are done once. The stations open so fast, close as well. What is important as well, as I have said, Wi-Fi devices do have to connect to the cloud sometimes, yeah? In this case, in case of no internet connection inside your home, it just happens sometimes, yeah? In this case, these devices will just become not smart completely. In case of our Zigbee devices, they are completely local, similar to HomeKit devices. So if you configure some automations inside the Aqara home app here, once again, it is quite easy. So okay, this is Apple's home app. This is Aqara home app. I try to use Android gestures to navigate that iPad. Okay, automations. These are automations. I add a new automation and very easy engine, the classic one. So if something, then something. Let's say you can check as well. So if you have all of the sensors available here. Let's say if vibration sensor detects the vibration, motion sensor detects a motion, or let's say door window sensor detects the door is open, or even more, you can control the controllers using this kind of automation. So smart plug is here, so you can turn on and off smart plug. You can turn on and off smart bulb if you are in Europe and you can get it. So and for G2H as well, many conditions. So let's check what kind of conditions we have, actions we have for G2H. So you can put the G2H to sleep by configuring this kind of automations. You can turn the recording on, off. So what more? Disable, enable sound detection. Actually, one more quite an interesting feature is like it's called a normal sound. And sometimes at my home it sounds it works a bit funny because let's say if I quarrel with my girlfriend or something like this, sometimes it happens. You know, I try to like say something, some bad words sometimes. Yeah. Quite loud, and the camera says a normal sound detected. And I just check this kind of videos, and they look really funny because you look at yourself from the camera, okay, that's it. Especially when you are trying to do something. Anyway, it sounds. But this is some kind of entertainment for me now. So let's say every week, I just open this kind of album. Let's try to open the album here. Of course, we don't have a normal sound detected. Okay. So I open the settings, I press album management, and of course we don't have any normal sounds here, we did not turn on the alarm. But this is quite easy, so you can just check every kind of video with a motion detected or the normal sound detected in this kind of album, in case you have the SD card installed inside. It does support SD card, just remember. Okay, one more question is here. Few more questions. Okay. So to use the camera, it is not necessary to have the M1S hub since the camera is also hub. Right, exactly. This is the biggest, one of the confusion the users are facing. Why? Because before we said like, if you need any kind of devices, child devices from Aqara, you need to have a hub. But as we try to include more and more features inside our hubs to make the hubs useful by themselves for the users. For example, our normal hub, like a car hub, does have the function of siren and the hub of function of RGB night light as well. So this is useful by itself. You can turn on and off these kind of features. G2H is not just a hub, but the HomeKit secure video camera. So you don't need, of course, you don't need any other Aqara hub. You can use just G2H and all of these devices together and like reach quite an impressive smart home setup for you using Aqara's sensors and controllers that are having one of the lowest prices on Amazon these days. These 3 days, starting from yesterday, we have the deals, Black Friday deals on Amazon.com and Amazon.ca brand stores of Aqara. Okay, more. Okay, Caroline can't wait until the G2H is available in Canada. Sure, I'll tell to our sales managers as well to make it faster, but certainly it will be there. Please wait a bit more. Aqara got some smart blinds product for international market. Yes, I can say we will have some products. Please stay tuned. I cannot disclose all the information right now, but we will have smart blind products for international market and hopefully US and Canada market as well next year. Okay, that's all for the questions for now. One more little thing about our hub functionality inside G2H is that all the sensors that support HomeKit, for example, are exposed to HomeKit in the means that, let's say you don't want to use Aqara Home app, although we have quite good features inside it. You can also connect Aqara's devices with some other devices inside the Apple's Home app. So how does it work? Just let's say Apple. Apple's Home app. It's here, so you can check the G2H camera here as well. And you can add much more devices into this app. Even if, let's say, Aqara doesn't have some solution for dimmer, let's say, you can buy some other dimmer, let's say like a neutral one. So if something supports HomeKit, it will work with Aqara devices, not within Aqara Home app, so not with the full functionality. So the best way for Aqara devices will be to have all the devices compatible with Aqara Home app. In the future, we'll have more devices from third-party manufacturers supporting this app, but in case you have some other devices, you can use them with Aqara in HomeKit. And if you have this kind of sensors, that they will be exposed to HomeKit using the Aqara G2H. And one small announcement. Sorry for the delay for the exposing this kind of controllers to HomeKit, but I can say that most likely next week we'll have all of our controllers, such as wall switch, for example, or smart plug, for the US, and not only for the US, exposed to HomeKit because it did pass the verification of Apple. And finally, we'll have the new firmware of G2H that supports this kind of devices to be used in HomeKit like you want. As for the Google and Alexa, the logos are here, yeah. It does work in the same way. So actually, we will have some big Alexa update for G2H within 2 weeks. So maybe it will make sense for you to just purchase it now. And be sure that it will be supported by Alexa as well as a camera. But as a hub, for example, in Google, it does absolutely the same thing. It does expose devices which are supported by Google, like for example this wall switch. So using the hub functionality of G2H. Okay. No more questions. Move on the automations. Okay, I would like to ask you some points. Let's like this. Yeah. Okay. Let's say you have this kind of set of devices. What kind? Okay. Without these devices, what kind of automations you would like to have? Let's say
security alarm, the doorbell.
Doorbell. Yeah.
Yeah, and with the camera. Okay. I order food with my phone, and when they go downstairs, I want to use the radio doorbell.
Yeah.
Open the door.
Yeah,
they can go upstairs.
This is certainly something we should have in the future as well, like a smart doorbell. But we can see quite many people are using this kind of G2H smart camera as a smart doorbell as well. How to use it? I'll show you the automation. It's a simple one. I did not show you the automations we have right now, except for this one, simple. Yeah. So this will be something the Chris has not seen before. Okay, without the rest of this. Okay, we got this mini switch, right? Quite cost-efficient solution. So mini switch. Let's check the discount here. Yeah, mini switch. So discount is 28%. Among the biggest, so from $17.99, so $18, it comes to almost $13, which is cheap, really. Okay, I think one of the cheapest solutions on the market. At the same time, it does support Zigbee and has a better life of more than 2 years or even 4 years by some people. Depends. Okay, mini switch. You buy mini switch, you buy G2H HomeKit Secure Video Camera Hub. You stick this mini switch near the door. And let's say you press this mini switch once, so people come, people press, and let's see what happens. Oh, no. Okay. We are against this kind of sounds, okay. But this is something which is configurable within Aqara Home app. So one of the ringtones is not just the, like, let's say, police car sound, something like this, but something like this sound of shooting a rifle. Okay, easy to configure. Let's say, I'll show you. So go to automations, just choose the automation you have doorbell. And here, you can simply configure what kind of ringtone and what kind of event will happen in case G2H will be used as a doorbell. Yeah? just here you can. Okay, for example, you can play assign ringtones. We have quite many ringtones, and you can configure it according to your wish. At the same time, what is important about this kind of like smart doorbells that you can easily configure. For example, if you are out of home, you're not at home. In this case, you can turn on this kind of sound. Yeah, of course, it doesn't make sense. At the same time, you can turn on the notification. So when you are outside, it will send a notification on your phone. But if you are inside, in this case, it will just sound. At the same time, you will be able to check when someone did press this doorbell as a log of the events. Okay. Great news about HomeKit support for flag switches. Sure, finally, the verification is passed. Next week it should arrive. I just confirmed it with the product manager. Will you be supporting thread technology? This is something I didn't answer last time, but this is understandable. People are excited about this kind of protocol because it will be like slightly improved version of Zigbee, the same frequency, the same like perks such as like binding and more, and even more advanced like stability functions and stuff like this. Okay, wait, just a moment. I answered it. I understand. Okay, so thread technology, we will have some devices with thread in the future, but please pay attention that there is not a big difference between Zigbee and thread, and they are compatible. That's why, okay, we will be able to update some devices which are like the newest devices from Zigbee to thread, I think. But overall, our devices will be compatible with thread in the future. But we will not abandon the direction of the hub. So as you see, luckily we see that many users are excited about this kind of camera hub. They not only use it as a HomeKit secure video camera, at the same time are using it as a hub as it was supposed. So that's why we'll keep providing you with some hubs with extra functionality, not just a box to connect smart home devices, but to have something else. Like, for example, the Aqara hub, which has the RGB night light, speaker and illumination sensor, and G2H with a camera function. Or even this. I'll tell it later. Okay, please make your door locks doorbell compatible with. Okay. What do you mean? So our door locks actually are compatible with HomeKit. The problem is that in the US, the door lock standard is not the same as the standard is in other parts of the world. So we cannot simply sell our door locks in the US. So people will have to make a huge installation efforts to get them working. So our HomeKit, our door locks are compatible with HomeKit, but in the future, I really hope, and it looks like that, we will have a special door lock for more markets, especially for US and EU markets, but not that fast, unfortunately. Okay, will you be adding Apple's adaptive lighting? Yes, sure. If you have seen the HomeKit News website, HomeKit Secure Video, the HomeKit News website, this is one of the, I think, the biggest, not so big, but biggest media about just focusing solely on HomeKit. And there was a news yesterday about this kind of, we have a beta version. Our problem on, let's say, Western markets is that we don't have many light controllers such as smart bulb or dimmers, and that's why we cannot just have many use cases about the adaptive lighting. Actually, have you ever seen this kind of technology?
Actually, no.
Okay, so do you have something like, let's say, in your phone to change the color temperature of the display?
Yes.
Yeah. This is okay. Do you like it? I mean, for me, I don't like it so much, but I know that people are really excited about something like this. They think it probably is like that. That it does save your sight, your eyes in a very, very good way. So and Apple did introduce this kind of new feature starting from iOS 14. The feature is like that. The light, if you have some light which is connected to HomeKit, the light is switching the temperature inside it automatically based on the time of the day. Let's say during the day it will be quite cold. During the evening it will be quite warm to make you prepared for sleeping. So this is something like really easy to use because before actually it was possible to configure any kind of like lights like this smart bulb We only sell on European markets. To make many automations to tune this kind of temperature based on the time of day. But now, in HomeKit, it just became so much easier. And we do have the beta test for this kind of feature. And this feature should arrive like next month for HomeKit. But for the US, for example, we simply don't have any light controllers such as bulbs and dimmers. That's why you can't take advantage of this kind of definite lighting with Aqara products yet. Unless you have bought some products from, let's say, from AliExpress or channels like that. For now, it's like that, but for the future, I hope we'll have dimmers, and of course, if some dimmer will come out, it will be supporting this feature because our products do support HomeKit. Any more? This is not G2H question, but is the M2 hub going to come to the North American market? Yes, it will come to the North American market later. Maybe too enthusiastic about it. One more. Juan Espinosa. What are Aqara lights coming to US? Unfortunately, not now. Yeah. So we have the light switches. They do cover the majority, let's say, of use cases. Hopefully, we'll have some dimmers in the future, but for lights, at least for the next year, this is a bit uncertain. So, but why it's like certain? Because we have like this kind of niche for smart lights is very, very competitive now. So it's hard to make a light competitive. Okay, but in the switches we are quite competitive. Once again, the lowest price is like some $22 for this kind of switch applied the discount of Black Friday. Okay, so we are done with this kind of questions. We were speaking about some automations, yeah? Okay, first you told about doorbell. You have seen how does it work. We have some rifle sounds. Actually, we are obviously against this kind of aesthetics, let's say the war topics and so on. We are for peace, right? Okay, so what kind of other automations you can like imagine?
I think maybe the safety system.
Yeah, security system. This is as well. Okay, this is something we have as well. Let me show you the car security guard as well. So as I have said, unfortunately, G2H does not support all the 4 HomeKit native alarm modes, but this is not a big deal because inside the car home app we have a fully remote security system and it just works well. Okay, here once again, safeguard. And safeguard can be configured so easily. So I did configure the home mode, for example, here. And in my case, it works like this, already configured. For example, you go out and if you go out, you want to arm your security system. If you arm the security system, some sensors, let's say motion sensor, in case you detected any motion, will start the alarm, send you notifications, you will see that something is happening inside your home. At the same time, you will be able to see the live stream from G2H camera. So quite comprehensive if you just have the G2H camera and our sensors used for security. And mini switch to arm and disarm security system. Why I am telling you about this kind of use case? Because have you ever used the normal alarm system, let's say in the US?
Yes.
So this is quite popular. People are having this kind of legacy, let's say, alarm system, where you have to arm the system by yourself, and later after you come back home, you wait, like say, within 30 seconds or something, you have to input some password to disarm the system. The same here, actually, but without the password, but you can just configure as you wish inside the Aqara home app. So let's say you come out, you just press, I did configure it by myself, press 2 times, and check. So security guard is on. You see it's blue, so now the security system is armed. It means that in case, let's say, we do something like this, and we get an alarm. So let me disable it. Okay, so what happened? You understand, yeah? We armed the security system, and let's say someone was moving inside your home, and immediately did send the notification to your device and started to ring. You can also connect some other hubs or even more G2H cameras to this kind of alarm. Let's say you will have 5 hubs, or Aqara like hub, original Aqara hub does have really powerful speaker, and everybody will hear it for sure. At the same time, you will get this kind of alarm notification. So it just works, and thanks to Zigbee, even without the internet connection, this kind of simple automation will work for sure. Okay, when you come back home, you can also, this is the mini switch, you can also long press, it depends on you. And now this alarm system is off. See, it's gray. So let's say you can also configure a delay. So when you come, let's say, back home, you will have 30 seconds if you open the door to disable the alarm system. Design easily, like really looks like a conventional.
So you use the if-then to set up this, right?
Not
No.
exactly. We
Okay.
can actually we understood that the best way will be to just include this kind of actions into the automations, but still they are not there. I think they will be added pretty soon. So, but now these settings are here. So this is the security guard setting. So you just have to type edit, choose the guard you want to configure. For example, we have 3 guards. One is like home guard, away guard when you are away from home, and night guard if you want it. So for example, home guard, choose, and there are many settings here. Here you can configure how would you like to arm and disarm the system, what kind of devices will participate in this alarm system. I think it just works quite well without any issues, and thanks to Zigbee, it is very stable. Of course, it's not a professional, let's say, professional level security system, but it's also absolutely free for use. You have the devices, use them for automations, and at the same time, it provides you, like let's say, fully functional security system. Okay, security system. Do you have some other ideas? Let's say, imagine like not just having this kind of devices, like any kind of.
There are a lot of five-star hotels. They have remote control, right? We can turn the curtains, we can turn the lights and the music, and every control speaker, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. Maybe with
Yeah, I think this is quite important as well. But for hotels, from my experience, it's like sometimes it sounds a little funny. So the problem here is that every guest is not the same, right? So you should come up with some idea how to make your smart home set up inside a hotel suitable for everyone. And the easiest way is obviously to use the voice assistant, right? But I think using our automation engine and our devices, the best way is not just asking about any action by yourself, like for example Google is offering to us, but to use the automations. And I think this is much more advanced. Why? Because like there is a big difference between just asking and thinking about something and just making it happen by itself. So this simple automation is a perfect case of just works. You open the door, the lights turns on automatically using the smart wall switch, and the building sensor the same. You close, it turns on without any hassle. Okay, yeah. TriTech solution is here as well. That's pretty loud. Okay, yeah. Sorry, it was too loud. So I tried to make it not so loud. Okay, our Aqara hub is especially like the loudest device from us. So if you want to hear the siren, it just works the best on Aqara hub. But here the speaker is also good enough. Okay, do we have some more questions? Don't hesitate to ask the questions. Okay, so let's describe some more automations we did prepare for you. Let me open the Aqara home app and I'll show you some more automations. Okay. So what kind of automations we have? For example, doorbell we already mentioned, and vibration sensor. Okay, let's turn it off. Turn off. Let's say this is the smart lock and this is any device which is connected to the smart lock, not just a fan. Any kind of light, any kind of coffee machine, whatever you want to connect to whatever which has the light. Okay, this automation is using the vibration sensor. Take the vibration sensor and detects vibration. Yeah, you see, this is very sensitive. It means like it detects even some small vibration around it. That's why you can, for example, put it anywhere you want to detect any vibrations. Let's say underneath your bed. And in case someone will use your bed without your consent, you will be able to track using the automations. Good idea. Okay, not the one actually needs it. Okay, one more automation. Okay, that's all for these automations. Yeah. Okay, security system, vibration sensor, smart lock. We have much more sensors. For example, water leak sensor. Yeah, just put water leak sensor somewhere where the water leak can be detected. When leak happens, and immediately it sends you notifications, starts the alarm sound from your hub, and like whatever you want. Even you can do something else. This rifle sounds using the water leak sensor as well, though it doesn't make much sense. What else do we have? The Cube controller. This is a controller which is also connects to G2H camera hub. So it has many actions. For example, it does have discount as well. The Cube is discounted from $19 to $14.62. Discount is 23% as well. So what is interesting about this Cube? Okay, it's not the most, let's say, not the most like directly functional solution, but it has many interesting conditions. What kind of conditions does the Cube have? To do it, you can open the car like this. I cannot get used to this kind of automations. We don't have the Cube right now. Okay, you can do many things using this Cube. You can just, for example, do something like this. So move it, or you can turn it. And every of these actions will be assigned to any automations you want to configure. So actually, this can be really like a multifunctional controller for your smartphone. It depends on you. Just looks more interesting, and actually, I think nobody else has this kind of solution. Compared to some mini switches, we just say this is one of the best solutions and cost-efficient one versus Zigbee, but Cube is something different. And that's why Cube is not supported by HomeKit, because Apple does not consider this kind of device as a controller or switch for now. But you can use series broadcast as well. Okay, maybe you are too long here. Okay, let me just tell you about some more things about them regarding the G2H camera hub. For example, two-way audio. Let's try it. I open the Aqara home or even Apple's home app. So here is the footage from the camera. And I do something like this, like, okay, let's take it quick. Hey, Chris. Oh, hear that. Hey, Chris. Hey. Okay, you see, this is the effect. Two of the devices which are, oh no. Okay, are in the same room. There is some echo, which makes, of course, I go out and start speaking. In this case, it will just work. What is good about this function in G2H? That's pretty long. Okay, previous one. Sorry. What is good about it? Because some of the cameras, especially the one which is a bit cheaper than the Aqara G2H, but it's worse in many points, does not have this feature. Using that competitor in HomeKit, you cannot speak and listen at the same time. You have to wait until someone sends the message. Later, you can send the message. It means that it doesn't work as a real voice intercom. Yeah. And here, as you have seen, you can have these two small icons, which are the microphone and speaker icon here in HomeKit, for example. You just press any of them, and they will work at the same time. Microphone and speaker will work at the same time. Let's try again. Oh no. Okay, yeah, it's a good way to showcase this feature. Anyways, you can see that it just works. So iPad does play the sound, and G2H is also playing the sound which is recorded, which is sent from the iPad. Yeah? Okay, two-way voice intercom. Okay, what is more here? We have the maximum available image quality for HomeKit. Some of the cameras do announce that they have the 2K video support, but please keep in your mind that HomeKit does not support anything above 1080p for now, and I think they will not add any more resolutions in the future. Why? Because, of course, it costs much money to store this kind of heavy content, such as 2K or 4K, on their practically free without any extra fees cloud storage. Just like once again, if you have iCloud subscription of 200 gigabytes or more, you will have the storage of the footage from G2H for free. Of course, the footage will not be so long, so this is just some motion detected areas in this footage, but it will not be counted as the space of your iCloud account. Okay, let's move on. So, what is good here as well is that G2H does have the fully functional infrared night vision. So it means here inside the camera, it has many infrared diodes, and these diodes do lit up during the night. And let's try this interesting feature here. I have some short demo ready to show you. Okay, have you ever heard about a mobile phone called OnePlus?
No.
Really? OnePlus. OnePlus is a brand of
Okay.
Yeah, this is quite popular in the US, for example, and the latest OnePlus phone did have an interesting feature, which was the infrared sensor. Okay, let me just answer one question and I'll continue. Does it have low light or night features? Sure, this is so amazing. So just wanted to tell you about this feature. It has the night mode without colors, so it's like black and white, like classic one. It works, I can say well, and you can see how it works. I'll show you right now. So we open the Aqara Home app, we go to let's say the G2H camera hub. We go to the settings, and the camera settings. You have video settings, so many settings. Yeah, infrared night vision, and you can configure infrared night vision based on your preference. So I will make it on, always on. It means, of course, like normally it will turn on and off based on the ambience, based on the environment. But here I'll turn it on by myself, and you will see the footage. Turn it on. Okay. So the camera did switch from normal to infrared night vision mode. Okay, you can show everyone there.
Oh.
Yeah, finally, you can. I'll show you. So this is the footage. So of course, some objects which are close to the camera will be lit up really well. Something on the background will not be lit by the infrared diodes inside the camera. So, and you can see the quality as well. You can see it's quite sharp, and 1080p is real number, not fake. Okay, what is interesting here is that this OnePlus 8 phone did have this kind of feature as well, and it was possible to see through some things. For example, through some materials which is transparent for infrared lights, you could see what is inside. And later, the company disabled this feature because some people try to see through the clothes as well.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because this is quite a popular feature of this phone, but it's up to them. We have something called our next hub, not released yet, and we will show you. Okay, we'll show everyone. Yeah. Let me show. Okay, show how it works. Okay, let me check. Okay, you can see here that actually the infrared diodes of Aqara G2H camera hub can see through the cover of this device. This device is our next hub, which supports infrared control. That's why its housing is transparent for this kind of infrared diodes. And you will see some internals. Yeah. So this is interesting. Actually, yeah, this is something unusual maybe. So I just show you this feature. Okay, showcase. And secondly, what is important as well for G2H is that I didn't know it by myself when we started selling this product, but the users were asking me, kept asking me that like, what kind of wavelength of infrared diodes does G2H have? And I checked it, and actually it has the wavelength of 940 nanometers, which means that during the night, this kind of diodes are completely invisible for people. And what is important here is that for many people who use this camera in the kids' room, they are, of course, this kind of red diodes can bother the child or bother someone who is sleeping, yeah? Because they will be visible at night. For G2H, it's not an issue. And actually, I was surprised that majority, maybe many of the cameras, community cameras, do have the wavelengths of less than 100 nanometers, which means at night their diodes will be visible. For G2H, it's not the problem. So you will not just see it. At night it will be completely dark, but at the same time it will work. Yeah? Okay, this is one more, let's say, some points of it. When are the T1 sensors coming? It depends on the sensor. The first T1 sensor, which will hit our, let's say, Western markets, will hit the market, I think, in Q1 2021. So this will be the new air quality monitor. So stay tuned. Okay, do you like check the air quality somehow at home?
Yeah, for sure.
So what kind of device do you use?
I use there are some transfer and they have that small machine here. You put it there, and you can just get some back here.
Ah, yeah. So air
And
purifier,
also,
yeah.
And also, in also China, the air is pretty dry, right?
Yeah.
We have a machine to.
Yeah, humidifier, yeah. Something, of course, we can basically, if your air humidifier or purifier does support just turn on and on off using the external plug, like a car smart plug, you just plug it in and use it as a smart device. Of course, not so functional as, for example, the like natively smart air humidifier or purifier, but at the same time, you can already use it inside the car ecosystem supported by HomeKit and other ecosystems such as Google and Amazon. Okay. Okay, good. So now we will repeat about the deals. You can help me with that? Okay, what kind of products do we have for our Black Friday deal?
We have a lot.
A lot, sure. So what kind of products? Let's say we have sensors, controllers, and hubs. What kind of hubs do we have as a part of this deal?
Okay, we have G2H.
Sure, G2H is camera hub, yeah? At the same time, we have
Around 69, 99 to 49,
29% of discount for G2H smart camera, which was the topic of this live stream. At the same time, we have the hub, right? The hub has a discount of just
Yeah, we have 20%.
20%. At the same time, this is like close to the all-time lowest price for this hub as well. So a car hub price now is just
39.
$9.89. Yeah. For the sensors, we have many discounts from 20 to 29%, I think, right? Sure.
Yes,
Sensors.
39.
And for the controllers, especially this kind of wall switch, we have the discount from 34 to 36%. And the cheapest Aqara switch does now cost close to the solution which used the Wi-Fi technology. And now the lowest price is just $23, even less. So this is the cheapest price for the car wall switch. Of course, 2-button switch does have a bit higher price, just a bit higher price. How much is this? Rocker. 25.98. This switch, the 2 buttons, 25.98. Means like 35% off, which is an impressive discount. What is good about it is that just you can buy one of this switch instead of two, of let's say one switch which control one light each. You just connect two lights to this switch, and you will have Zigbee smart wall switch, high quality one, for the same price as two Wi-Fi switches, and you will have many advantages over the second solution. Okay, as we did already mention, we should have a giveaway, right? Okay, you can guess what will we give away this time?
G2H.
Of course! Do you want to participate?
I want to get a G2H and maybe even G2H.
Okay. Good choice. Okay, in this case, are we ready for the giveaway? Yes, I think we are ready for giveaway. Sure. So now we have two channels, right? So we have three channels. Good. I get it. We have three channels, and each of them will get, as it was promised by us, will get a device from us. So G2H camera, which was the topic of this live stream, okay, given away to our users. So now we will not have the limitation, such strict limitation like last time. So European countries can participate as well if you're there. So, but after we choose the winners, you will have to connect to us by yourselves. Okay. So you can just send a comment or just connect to us in each of our social networks, and don't forget to mention that you were selected as a winner, and you and which nickname do you have on the platform where you did win. Once again, three platforms. What kind of platforms? We have YouTube, right? Facebook and Instagram. Users from each of these three platforms, one user per platform, will get the given away product from us. Okay, so what is the task? Like last time, you just have to type smart, HomeKit secure video. To type HomeKit secure video into the live stream comments, you'll screenshot and choose the winner randomly. Okay, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. HomeKit secure video. Just type the comment. HomeKit secure video. HomeKit secure video. So we will check when we have enough, let's say, randomly collect winners. In this case, we will be able to stop. HomeKit secure video. Just type. You will get a chance to win the product from us. Okay. Finish soon. Do we have comments? Have. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7. You can help me. 6,
5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
Bingo.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you. So now our team will check who will win our devices. Our G2H smart home cam. Okay. Security. Okay. You set? Good. Okay. So these are the winners, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we got the winners.
We need one more from Instagram, right?
Okay, let's wait for a while. We'll get someone from the Instagram. We already have 2 of the 3 winners.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, so the first winner I will announce will be the Juan Espinosa from Facebook. Okay, so congratulations, Juan Espinosa, you win our HomeKit secure video camera. The second channel is YouTube. Finally, we have the comment on YouTube. Okay, this will be Kyle Taylor. HomeKit secure video. Kyle Taylor won our camera. Okay, and for the Instagram, we have the account which is called HomeKitty YVR. HomeKitty. Okay, HomeKitty VR. Sorry. Okay, the same. HomeKitty VR. So 3 winners. Congratulations. We'll send you our prizes when you send us some comments. We connect to you and get your addresses. Okay. I think that's all. Okay. Thank you for your attention, Chris. So,
Thank you.
okay. I hope next stream we will announce separately on our social networks. Thank you for your attention. Now it was much less boring, so I think for everyone as well. Chris, I hope as well. So you get to know something about smart home. See you next time. So it was Chris and Philip. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.